Will you be able to financially retire on your terms with enough money that you won't outlive your retirement savings? That's a huge question. And today we're going to answer that. Hi, guys. My name is Mark, Retirement for Seniors. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Give me a second. Let me bring everything up so that we are ready. All right. So, what is this thing called the 50-30-20 rule? This is real quick what our agenda is going to be. We're going to talk about the benefits, we're going to talk about the drawbacks, and some strategies. Now, this is coming from the book from Senator Warren, forget politics aside. This is about you having enough money for your retirement. And I'm using the information based on this book to present today's video, right? You can buy this on Amazon. I think it's around $9.50 in paperback, $13, $14 hardbound. So the big question I hear all the time, can I retire? Well, if you're not using some kind of a budget rule from your financial planner, they're the ones who will give you these numbers. You could be burning through your retirement savings way too fast. Now, here is the reality if you are not working with a financial individual. They basically have found that people will burn through their money if they are only saving around 3.4%. So let's say I bring home $4,000, right? Now, if I'm only putting around 3% or 4% a year in my savings, I'm going to end up with around 350,000 by the time I retire. Not good enough, right? If I start this and I use something similar to the 50-30-20 rule, I'll end up with $2.1 million. 2.1 million, 370,000. Huge difference, right? So 50% goes to your needs, things that you must pay for: rent, groceries, utilities, a mortgage, your insurance, your debt payments, okay? Things like your credit cards, okay? 30% goes into your wants. These are things that you want to have a little fun. You want to enjoy your life. You want to go out on a trip, or you want to have a little fun, or maybe run into the casino is your kind of thing. These are not essential for your survival. And of course, like I said, 20% goes into your savings. You have a emergency fund. You want to have about 10,000 in that emergency fund. It's okay to start out with 500. But what happens if your air conditioning and your furnace goes out? I can tell you, because my daughter, her and her husband, it went out for them. I will tell you real numbers. And this is not the top of the line or the bottom of the line. Dead center in the middle, $8,700. So it's really important in what we're going to call your third bucket or your third bank account. And that is the 20% that you want to put in for your emergency savings, and you want to put that in for your investments. All right, let's talk about real life example, because I love real life examples. This is based on $4,000 per month after taxes. This is, take a look at your pay stub. This is the money that goes into your bank account. $2,000 goes into your needs. Say covers the $1,000 rent, $450 for groceries, $400 for utilities, $150 for your essentials. $1,200 goes into your wants, maybe entertaining. You have some friends over, shopping, miscellaneous things. $800 goes into your savings, right? So you're going to start off with about a $500 emergency fund. You want to grow that to be about $10,000. The rest of it goes into your investments. Now, let's take Sarah, for example. And it looks like, I'm not exactly sure on the original slide, this photo does not cover this up. But I do want to present this in a timely manner. So let's take Sarah. She is a teacher making about $45,000. My daughter was a teacher. $45,000 is about a starting amount for a teacher. Using the 50-30-20 rule, she was living paycheck to paycheck in the beginning with no savings. She was spending about 70% on her needs. It was way too high. She was putting zero towards her savings. Now, after starting this rule, she has downsized her car. She has moved into an apartment that is a little less. And all of a sudden, now she's putting $600 into her account, her third account. And that is going to reducing her debt, building her emergency fund. And after a couple of years, she's got right at $14,400. What about Mike? Mike makes $75,000, but the guy always feels broke. He was spending about 45% on his wants. He was eating out constantly, almost every day for lunch. He restructured using the 50-30-20 rule, and he realized that he could still enjoy a life, but he has saved over $1,000 per month. That's $12,000 a year instead of just disappearing on things that are basically just getting dusty. Things that he thought he had to have, that he thought he'd be happy with, but it just didn't give him the satisfaction that he wanted. Maybe it was something he should not have purchased at that time. The beauty of this system is it is automatic once when you set it up. Work with your financial planner and just be sure that these numbers do fit within your particular situation. Now, I want to be honest with you. This system doesn't always work. It's not perfect for everyone. And here are the reasons. Let's say you live in a high cost area like New York or San Francisco. You may be paying 50% of your income or 60% of your income for your rent or mortgage and even parking. Parking can be as much as $2,000 a month, depending upon if you basically are parking in the city. So you may need to adjust those numbers. You may need to take them to 16-25-15, 70-20-10. Talk to a certified financial planner. Find out what is right for you. All right. Also, you may have high interest credit cards or high interest debt. You may have the car loan that you've got a car that's way too expensive for you. You may be paying $500 or $600. Well, maybe you should get rid of that car and consider something just temporarily for a few years so you can put some of this money away and lower that car payment. Maybe you have high interest credit cards. And I'm talking about those that are 18 to 24%. Okay. In that case, then you need to change your numbers and go with something like a 50-10-40. Okay. Get that debt paid down. And as soon as that debt is gone, you can go back to your 50-30-20. So you have money for your retirement. So how do you get started? First, track all of your spending, at least for the first month. And I mean everything. If you go to Starbucks and you're getting a $7 or $8 cup of coffee, put it down. If you're going to a local diner and you're paying $3, $4 for that, put it down. If you're eating a $12 to $15 lunch, well, consider McDonald's 5 for $5, something special like that. So you at least get enough to eat and you're only spending $5, $6 for lunch, right? Be sure to use a simple app that does all of the tracking for you. The key here is consistency. Don't beat yourself up if you forget to put it down. Just try to go back and go, yes, I had coffee, $3, $4 approximately. Don't worry about getting the last penny, nickel, or dime. Just understand the concept and try to remember coffee, $3, $4. Lunch, approximately $18 with a friend. Afterwards, I went to the club. I bought some balls, to play golf with, those kind of things. Be sure that you're using some kind of a simple app. You can find those absolutely free on the internet. The key is consistency, not perfection. Then set up some automatic transfers, right? On payday, you want to have your money automatically come in and transfer out. If it's not something you can set up that is an automatic situation, then that is on you. You're going to have to get that money and then break it down. Now, maybe you have a lot of expenses. Maybe it's November, December, and the holidays are coming around, and you know you're going to have to put money out. Well, then that time you're going 50% and maybe 10% and 30% or 40%, whatever. So you're going to have to structure it for whatever works. Maybe you have nothing in your investment for a month or two because that's got to go to holiday gifts. Just remember, January 1, you go back on your 50, 30, 20%, right? All right, next. Let's talk about savings of 20%, which is what our focus is, or what the average American is, basically 3.4%. If you make $50,000 a year and you're saving 20%, that's $10,000 annually. You're going to say earn somewhere around 7%, which is an average. You're going to end up with $2.1 million by age 65, approximately, right? Now, if you're only doing what most of America is and you're saving 3.4%, well, my friends, that's only $370,000. $2.1 million or $370,000. That is a massive difference. And that is something that I would love for you to change, right? The reality of the 50, 30, 20 is it's not magic, but it is a proven system that you can use. It's not perfection, it's progress, and it is consistency. All right, my friends, that kind of winds it up. My name is Mark, Retirement for Seniors. I would love for you to join our group, Retirement for Seniors or Crypto for Seniors. Please join us on both of them. If you found this interesting, please go ahead and comment down below what your percentages are, what you find that works for you. I would love to know that. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm happy to talk with you, basically in a one-on-one. I can get into Zoom. I can talk with you for 10 or 15 minutes. Absolutely, totally free. It'd be my pleasure to help you, okay? You can also catch us on the web, on YouTube, on X or Twitter, on Instagram, right? All right, my friends, thanks so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.